Captain Marvel is one of the most mid-movies of the Infinity Saga. Quick, gun to your head, give me the villain's name. Yeah, no. It's Yanrog.
Who?
The problem with this movie is that it was a tepid introduction to what's supposed to be a world-changing character. So let's fix that. Let's explore a rewrite that makes some major alterations with major consequences, and hopefully discover something better than what we got. But before we do so, let's first outline one major change that affects this story. That change being that we're shifting this story within the in-universe timeline. No more nostalgia bait from the 90s. We're taking this from pre-Iron Man 1 to post-Civil War. No, the other one. Which will also cause a little wibbly-wobbliness with our characters' ages. Monica Rambeau isn't a child in this version, but is instead, you guessed it, an adult. Maria Rambeau isn't Monica's mom and thus much older, but is instead a cousin around the same age. And lastly, Nick Fury is current Sammy Jack, and Coulson is worm food.
Oops.
But Coulson got his own TV show, so I don't feel bad about nixing him. Alright, now that we've gotten through the time shift, let's get to the story. We open on a SHIELD stealth jet mid-flight. It's late. We're traveling through the dark hours between midnight and dawn. During this nocturnal voyage, we meet our cast, who come to as their leader awakens them. Maria Rambeau leads a Spec Ops team of 4 other SHIELD agents, all prepping for the upcoming mission. With them is a 6th member, PhD physicist Monica Rambeau, who, while not a SHIELD agent, has been temporarily recruited, or shanghaied if you're a pirate, for this mission at her cousin's suggestion. The pilot is of course Carol Danvers, who does not yet have powers, and who also did not need to be awakened, as instead of relying on the jet's autopilot, Carol is still up and flying manually due to her insomnia. Commanding the operation is Nick Fury, who proceeds to debrief the team. They're en route to northern Norway, where SHIELD has detected anomalous energy readings that have uncovered a string of secret bases. Fearing unstable science from unknown entities, Fury has endeavored to discern what exactly is going on, especially since the Norwegians deny knowledge of the remote bases. So the mission is simple. Get in, assess, terminate, sabotage, or recruit, and get out. This mission is technically not sanctioned by the US government, or the Norwegian one, and it occurs near the top of the world during what's known as polar night, wherein the sun remains below the horizon for up to months at a time. During this phenomenon, our heroes touch down. Carol angles to stay on the ship in case of emergency, but Fury wants all hands on deck, so everyone treks to the facility. The team immediately infiltrates their destination under Maria's command, and they quickly discover that the patrols they're taking out are blue. No, not like that. The team makes it deeper into the complex, descending a few levels underground and discovering experiments on green aliens. Monica determines that the facility is testing various forms of cosmic radiation and its effects on said green aliens, but before she can investigate further, an alarm triggers. Our team's been found out. Fury orders charges to be set. In response, Maria orders 3 agents to spread out and target key infrastructure. Another agent then hacks into the facility's systems to download pertinent information, while Monica gathers as much research as she can. Carol, Fury, and Maria then hunker down to hold off the facility's defenders. Meanwhile, Monica learns that the pinnacle of the facility's research is stored in a cylindrical containment unit housed nearby. So, despite Carol's protests, the team plunges deeper into the facility, stealing the container. A monitor then turns on, and what appears at first glance to be human is not. It seems an infestation is upon me, but I am nothing if not cleanly. Guards flood the facility as lockdown ensues. The agents are split up by separate fire teams. Our heroes are a floor above, while the squad who planted charges is down below, holding off forces that are coming from underground tunnels. Until, while their hacker tries to get the upper team out of there, Fury gives the order. Blow the charges. Carol hesitates, but after Fury gives the order again, she complies. The explosions fracture the facility's infrastructure, putting our heroes in danger. The hacker gets them through, so they're on their way again, but everything around them is collapsing. Carol and Maria haul the container between them, while the team runs and guns their way towards the surface and escape. But when they enter a wide chamber, they encounter another sealed door, and while that one doesn't open, another does, allowing an alien to step into the room. From another monitor, the man from before speaks. I suppose even vermin squirm when their doom is certain. So squirm. The alien attacks. Our heroes shoot it, but hard light constructs intercept their bullets. The hacker gets hacked in half. Fury is wounded. And during the skirmish, the container between Carol and Maria is struck by hard light, shattering and showering them both. The alien then moves to finish off a disoriented Carol, swinging a hard light sword. But she instinctively blocks, with her own new power. That moment of shock gives Fury enough time to distract the alien with a grenade, and the team flees into the night. In the aftermath, our heroes recuperate at a safe house. The group is stuck as they're waiting on S.H.I.E.L.D. to negotiate the transport of reinforcements with the Norwegians. Until then, Fury's plan is for the team to lay low, as they're currently outgunned. Although he adds that if push comes to shove, extracting a now-powered Carol is priority 1, with explicit instructions to leave anyone else behind if necessary, including himself. That won't come back later though, don't even worry about it. Fury reviews the data collected from the facility, filling in the others. The base they uncovered was one of 2, with the remote one for experimentation and the other for subject collection. The aliens they encountered are the Kree, and belong to an interstellar empire beyond anything Earth could hope to fight. They were experimenting on the Skrulls, a once rival empire and now largely scattered people that are hunted by the Kree. Our heroes have unintentionally stepped into the middle of a one-sided conflict, and interfered in a process meant to create a living superweapon capable of culling the Skrulls. That process is led by Dr. Look, I was gonna call him Dr. Yonrog, but that is too hilarious. So let's just call him Dr. Blue. You can insert whatever obscure Kree character you want here. Anyway, the reason Dr. Blue has been operating on Earth is because it is outside of Kree territory, and thus beyond the jurisdiction of Kree law. And in this lawless land, he has made great experimental strides. At a cost. Hundreds of Skrulls have died from cancerous radiation poisoning, but one has emerged with powers. A young Skrull who Dr. Blue has renamed Cleaver. Looking into all this triggers our heroes to look into the 2 affected by Cleaver and the cosmic container. Maria shows minor signs of heightened radiation, but nothing near dangerous levels. Nor does she show any signs of powers. Carol, on the other hand, has now been granted new abilities. One's Monica is eager to test, and Fury is eager to exploit. I mean explore. Or do I?
Stop it.
Here, during a days-long training montage, we learn what Carol can do. So we're redefining Carol's powers. This version isn't god tier all the time. Instead, remember that cloak from the movie? You know, that one movie? For this iteration, think of that less like an aesthetic effect and more like the entire basis of her powers. Carol shapes cosmic radiation into a second skin that boosts her stats. But there is, of course, a catch. 1, she's untrained, so she can't make the full cloak yet. And 2, this Carol is like a battery. She can only expend so much energy before needing to recharge, which happens naturally over time. So as an example, let's say Carol wants to get a baddie on top of a building. The old version would just fly up and punch him. Boring. Whereas the new version would boost her legs, or fly via jet propulsion once she's experienced enough. Then transfer power into boosted arms to protect herself from any bullets, and finally transfer power into a boosted fist to give the baddie the old 1-2 buckle my shoe. Or she could shoot a laser, but that's riskier due to consuming more power. This shifts Carol's status in the power hierarchy. Instead of being the unequivocally strongest, or equivocally, depending on your opinion, she's the strongest with an asterisk. Cause at max power output, she easily outpaces Thor or the Hulk. But she's a sprinter, not a marathoner, so in a prolonged fight, she'd lose to either competitor. Wow, that was a long detour. If you're still here, I appreciate you, big dog. Back in the safe house, it's late again. A restless Monica approaches two of our other heroes, who are out and about. Maria is up to keep Carol company, and Carol is up due to her insomnia. To pass the time, the pair reminisce. Carol and Maria were pilots together until, when ordered to take down a target behind enemy lines, they were shot down. The two fought their way back to safety, but were turned into fall guys for the botched operation and court-martialed. Fury then stepped in to save and recruit them, simultaneously earning him their undying loyalty. Yet even under Fury, Carol comments on a general feeling of restless worry. All her life, she's done what she's supposed to. She's followed in her mother's footsteps, joined the military, served her country, and followed orders. Yet she still feels unfulfilled. No time to explore that though, as the group sesh is interrupted by Fury. They've been given a rendezvous to head toward, where S.H.I.E.L.D. will extract them. Only problem is it's on the other side of the country. So our heroes decide to embark upon a high-speed train ride. And nothing goes wrong, right? Right? Wrong! The Kree are on board, causing all kinds of havoc. Our heroes take the fight to the enemy, engaging in shootouts and hand-to-hand combat as the train speeds through the wilds. From a cart ahead, Dr. Blue observes Cleaver in action, watching his battle with S.H.I.E.L.D. Said battle rages across the train cart. Fury and the Furettes fight Dr. Blue's goons, while Carol provides support directly before facing Cleaver. At one point, she asks the Skrull why he hunts his own kind, receiving no response. So instead, she asks him who he is, to which Cleaver responds,
"A weapon,"
before he continues the attack. During the battle, a random passenger turns out to be a Skrull. This causes Cleaver to hesitate before Dr. Blue orders him to attack, and causes Carol to instinctively jump in the way to block said attack. The resulting blast knocks her out of the train, leaving her behind. A battered Carol then uses a powered sprint to catch up, but she can't keep the rhythm and falls behind. So, spurred on by desperate determination, Carol shakily manages to fly for the first time, boosting her way to the train to rescue her team. But she fails, cause Dr. Blue and Cleaver have Fury and Monica, and they get away with their hostages, leaving an exhausted Carol and Maria behind as the police arrives. Afterward, in his second base, Dr. Blue reviews footage of the train fight, specifically focusing on Carol. He watches it carefully, then rewinds and starts over, again and again and again. Cleaver then approaches, asking what the good doctor thinks. "I know she's your superior," Blue responds. "Unless you can prove me wrong." Back to our heroes. Carol and Maria have been released from police custody after showing their S.H.I.E.L.D. credentials. They then try to figure out what to do next. Maria advocates for continuing with the mission per Fury's orders, even though both her boss and cousin are in danger. But Carol realizes something. When she leapt to defend that Skrull, it felt right. Even though she knew she was a more valuable asset, and even though it was a Skrull. It felt reflexive, but more so it felt like she was being true to herself. So she decides to follow that feeling, and disobey orders. Meanwhile, Fury and Monica are stuck in a cell, with Dr. Blue promising to experiment on them in due time. During this waiting period, Monica confides in Fury that she's always been envious of the relationship Carol and Maria share, expressing a desire to be closer to her cousin. Fury offers Monica a position in S.H.I.E.L.D. as a response, giving her an opportunity to connect with Maria if they survive. "Oh, no need to worry about that," Dr. Blue interrupts. "You won't." He then tells the captives his plan. He's activated Fury's tracker with the assumption that Carol will come calling. After she does and Cleaver captures her, Blue plans to do a quick last test on Fury and Monica, then return to the Kree Empire to prove his success and start experimenting on Carol. But upon hearing this, Fury just laughs. "There's just one problem," he says. "They're not coming. There's no way they'd be that stupid." So commences the final battle. Maria works on freeing Fury and Monica, while Carol faces Cleaver. During the fight, our hero tries to convince the Skrull that he doesn't have to be a weapon, but he refuses to listen. So the clash quickly becomes a game of cat and mouse. Carol can practically one-shot Cleaver after all, so he keeps her at a distance with ranged attacks. But Carol pushes through, dodging projectiles, shattering barriers, and even breaking her arm just to reach her opponent. Then she finally takes him down before preparing to issue the final blow. Except, she hesitates. Then, instead, much to Cleaver's surprise, offers him a hand up.
"I don't have to be a weapon."
Carol decides then.
"And neither do you."
And Cleaver decides to take her hand. The aftermath follows our heroes after the day has been saved. Dr. Blue dipped as soon as he sensed a tide shift and has thus escaped. But what he left behind was a facility full of Skrulls that our heroes have liberated. S.H.I.E.L.D. is also on their way to clean things up. But before they arrive, Cleaver, along with his people, decide to commandeer Dr. Blue's backup ship and find a new place to live among the stars, with the intention of returning and offering asylum to whatever refugees remain on Earth afterward. After all, the humans couldn't and still can't track the Skrulls, but their own people can. Our heroes say goodbye to Cleaver and his people, but there's a catch. Despite the others' protests, Carol is going too. And she explains why before giving Fury that tracker thingy from Infinity War and boarding the ship. This entire time, she's been living her life the way she was told to, not the way she wanted to. And staying on Earth, or even becoming another one of its superheroes, would align with that old way, at least for now. But exploring the stars with the Skrulls is different, because it's what she wants. So she boards the ship, flying into the unknown. And, with surprising ease, she falls asleep.
Maybe my purpose isn't just to fall in line. Maybe it's to give others the opportunity not to.
And that's it. Let's weave together some hanging threads. Yes, Dr. Blue escaped. And yes, I would bring him back in the Marvels. If you want a rewrite of that as a sequel to this, like up and let me know. I don't think I've ever done that before. But I do think it'd be fun to explore Blue's narcissism and obsession with Carol. Speaking of, with Carol, I wanted to explore a character who was a little more anything than what we got. The Carol of Captain Marvel and the Marvels is kinda flat, especially when compared to her characterization in the comics, which builds a character with enough personality that even naysayers can't deny it. Grounding such an immensely extraordinary person within the confines of such mundane afflictions like existential angst and insomnia is an easy way to give a character depth and relate them to the audience. Kinda like how seeing the Avengers get drunk and party was really engaging. And in terms of engaging, aging Monica up is a surefire way to beef up that relationship. A B-plot in the Marvels is Carol and Monica's distance, but it doesn't have that oomph because it's the first time we're seeing these characters interact, at least as adults. Building that conflict within faces and a relationship we already know, and linking it to Maria, the bridge between them, makes that transition and its ensuing friction smoother. Side note, on Maria, it'd be interesting if the blast at the start of this story that gave Carol her powers also gave Maria her cancer, which would heighten the tension with Monica and could be a cool universal crossroads. Maybe the Maria from Doc Strange Electric Boogaloo got powers and that Carol got cancer. Or that's the origin of the Maria from the Marvels. I mean, whichever you like better is the one I like better. Trust, trust, trust. In the original Captain Marvel, Carol comments that she's been fighting with one hand tied behind her back. That's how I feel like the MCU treats her character and movies. And that's exactly what I want fixed. Because Carol Danvers can be one of the greats. She just needs a reason to be one. That's all for this one. Like and subscribe, because I've got more rewrites, fixes, pitches, and whatnot in the works. And speaking of, for my next rewrite...
Take the world.
Until then, though. Cheers.